Hello and welcome to Channels Book Club. I'm Olakunle Kasumo. It's great to be back on the show again. Now, Nigeria has over 370 ethnic nationalities. I mean, people come up with all sorts of figures, but I think everybody agrees that we are not less than 370 different ethnic nationalities, or some people might want to call those tribes. I don't agree they should be called tribes. We are talking about nationalities that have millions of people, like the Yorubas, for example, over 35 million. So how can that be a tribe? But think about over 370 ethnic nationalities with different cultures. Think about the diverseness of culture, music, dressing, and food. Now, two of those ethnic nationalities are the Efiks and the Ibibios, and they are famous for their rich, diverse types of delicious food. Now, our guest today has done us a world of good by writing a book that captures the richness of this part of the Efik and Ibibio culture. The book is titled Calabar Love Portions. But let's get to meet our very distinguished author for today, and then dig into our conversation and have a taste of some nice Calabar food portions.
Toye-Arulogun is a fashionpreneur, founder of Advocacy Against Negligence in Schools, ANIS, culture advocate, and author of books titled Walk Muse and Calabar Love Potions. Edie is an alumni of University of Lagos, where she bagged a degree in philosophy. She is also a graduate of the executive program of Enterprise Development Center, Pan-Atlantic University, Lagos. Edie joins Channels Book Club to review her book, Calabar Love Potion, a documentation of the rich varieties of meals from the staples of the Efiks and Ibibios of Nigeria that bursts the myths surrounding these meals as love potions.
Heidi, nice to have you on Channels Book Club.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Heidi is shortened form of your full name, isn't it?
Yes. My name is actually Idoreyin Toye-Arulogun, but everybody calls me Heidi.
So you've adopted Heidi?
Yes, kind of.
Yeah, it's a nice, short, catchy name. So.
Yes.
Okay, this is the first food book we are featuring on this show.
Well, thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done. I'm sure my friend would like to have you on the food journey very soon.
Oh, that would be nice.
Calabar Love Portions revealed. One of the first things you said in this book is how people describe Calabar food. But we'll come to that. We'll come to that. But I'm fascinated by, you read philosophy, you're a fashionpreneur, and then you've got this advocacy thing, negligence in schools, and then there's your passion for food. How do you combine all these things?
Well, I think I'll just say that I'm an artist, and artists, they express themselves in different forms.
Different ways, yeah.
Yes. So, and of course, one of my latest expression is the book. And it's not just the only book I wrote. I wrote another one called My Walk Muse during the lockdown that produced so many authors, and I'm one of them. So I don't see it as a struggle to juggle those roles.
Okay, so I mean, they're all key into different parts of your talents and interests.
Yes.
That's very good. You're what some people might call a polymath.
Oh.
Okay, now let's come back to this. Calabar Love Portions. Now, I like the way you started by explaining your background and the background of the ethnic groups that make up, or rather that produce the food in this book. you mentioned the ethics, and then you mentioned the ibibios.
Yes.
And then you spoke about a little bit about their history and how these types of food became part of their culture and their history. Tell me a bit about that.
Okay, you know how everybody, they tend to call everybody from the South Calabar people. And we all know that the Akwa Ibom state was carved out from Cross River
Cross
State.
River State, yes.
Now, Cross River State, which have the Effiks as part of the tribes, and Akwa Ibom, the Ibibios, are, you know, from Akwa Ibom. Now, because everybody calls everybody from South, they tend to call them Calabar people.
Calabar people, yes.
You know. So I decided to play around that notion. You know, they typically say that Calabar food is love potion,
yes,
and that once you eat it,
that
you are hooked.
the women use it to hook men. I laughed when I read that.
So you're likely to come back for more when you eat that.
Yes.
So I now said, okay, you know what? Let's reveal the secret. So that's why I came out with the title Calabar Love Potions.
Calabar Love Potions.
Revealed.
Yeah. And you said that a lot of men that have been sent to that part to go and do some work, they never return back to their bases.
Oh, well,
because of the love potions by Calabar women.
They get hooked on the food and want to stay a bit longer than necessary.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was very common. That was very common back then. It's still part of our language and conversations today. Okay, so the Effiks and the Ibibios were both part of the old Cross River.
Yes.
You know, and even though they had their different recipes, they were similar, right?
Yes, the recipes are actually very similar. The Effiks and the Ibibios share a lot in common, apart from land borders, the clothing culture, the food culture, even the language. The average Effik person can understand an Ibibio person. The difference will probably be in the nuances in the language. So they are of one stock, as it were. So the foods are similar, and I just decided, okay, let me capture the meals from both areas, which are already similar. You know, maybe the difference would be in the pronunciation or the name, you know. So, but basically they are similar.
You are from the...
I'm Ibibio from Akwa Ibom. From Akwa Ibom, yes.
From Akwa Ibom.
Yes.
Okay. It's amazing. I mean, apart from looking at the food recipes, you know, that part really intrigued me a lot. It's amazing how intertwined, interconnected that we are.
Yes.
And all these state creation things have scattered things a little bit, but at the same time, you could still see, you know,
similarities.
Yeah. The Effiks are both in today's Akwa Ibom.
No, the Effiks are in Cross River.
Oh, I thought you can find Effiks in Cross River and also...
Except they migrate to come to live.
Okay.
No, but their location is Cross River, just like the Ibibios are found in Akwa Ibom.
Akwa Ibom.
Yes.
Okay, but you find some also in Cross River.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
But I mean, it was all one state before.
It
anyway,
was,
so
it was.
One can understand the movements and interconnectedness.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, interesting. Now, I mean, your book got me salivating, you know. I was like, oh, you know, lovely pictures, different types, and you know, Nigeria is rich. This is what this told me.
Oh yes, Nigeria is very rich. Our food culture is very rich, and even particularly from this area, a lot of people all over Nigeria love the Akwa Ibom Cross River cuisine. And even outside the country, I have an American friend that loves Edika Ikong, and I'm like, you know. But what I set out to do was to let people know that outside Afang, Edika Ikong, Ekpan Kokwo, the popular ones, there's a whole lot more, And you know, one of the reasons I wrote the book was so that we don't lose sight of our meals, because a lot of the meals, especially the time-consuming ones, tend to be prepared during festive periods, maybe during weddings, where you have the spread. We call it udiai benge. That means the spread, the food spread during an occasion. So a lot of those meals tend to be cooked during occasions, and gradually they are getting extinct. So it was one of the reasons I decided to capture it in a book, because when you capture something in a book, it stays, for posterity.
Yeah, and well done for doing that.
Thank you.
No, really, really well done for doing it.
Thank you.
Because it breaks my heart when we lose all these things. When I was going through, I said, and I read the part where you wrote about why you decided to document it.
Yes.
It just occurred to me that, hey, wait a minute, we do need to document our recipes. I mean, it's common knowledge, but then at times, these things don't strike you until...
Yes.
We don't need to
And it's
document
not
our
even just
recipes.
common knowledge to everybody. If you don't know how to cook that meal, it's not common knowledge to you. So you have a reference point that, oh, I would like to make afang soup, and you pick up the book and go through the recipe and make your soup.
Wow. Okay. No. Let's look at some of the things you have in here. Wow. Look at that first one on page 4. What's that? Which soup is that? Is that afang?
On page 4.
Well, you've got section 1 there, but I don't know which food is there.
Yes.
The one on page 5 is
afang.
Afang, right?
Yes.
The popular afang.
Yes.
Woo, it looks so good. It looks so good. That's afang. So you put the picture there, then you put the ingredients required.
Yes, and then the method of preparation.
And then you explain the method of preparation.
Yes.
Interesting. And so you do that for... How many soups do you have here in the book?
We have about, because the book, I divided it into sections actually. We have soups, we have pottages, we have other meals. That's where the rice meals comes in. And then we have the snacks.
Snacks, okay.
So,
okay.
Yes, that's how I broke it down.
Page 9 there is also afang, a type of afang. So there are different types of afang.
Abak afang.
Abak afang.
Abak afang is different from the regular afang simply because a palm fruit juice is used to make this particular one. It's what they call banga. Yes.
Banga soup.
Yes.
Banga soup is popular in Delta states.
Absolutely. So that's the connection that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Of Nigerian.
It starch.
Yes.
Starch and banga.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
You're making me so hungry. Then you have. Okay. The next one you have there is the popular. I never knew how to pronounce it.
Edikang ikong.
That's the right pronunciation.
Edikang ikong.
Yeah.
Edikang means.
We don't say edikakong.
Edikaikong.
So this is edikang
ikong. Yes.
Okay.
It just means, the soup you start with frying. Edikang means to fry.
To fry.
So, edikang ikong, the proper thing you don't use water to cook it at all.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, there's no water. So it means edikang. That means you fry the vegetable.
So it creates its own juice.
Yes. So what happens is that when you finish boiling your meats and everything, and you put your vegetables in, you are sort of frying it in oil.
Okay.
In oil that you put into your meat.
Yeah.
So that's where you don't need the juices from the vegetable would come out naturally in the soup. So it's a kind of dry soup, the real thing.
The real thing.
Yes.
No wonder men that eat this, they don't want to go back to their locations. Wow, look at this. Efere otong, Abi.
Efere otong.
There's a lot of okra in Calabar. Portions, all right?
Not really a lot, but we do okra a lot too.
Okra a lot.
Which one are you
16.
looking at?
That's page 16.
Okay, page 16 is efere otong. That's simply okra.
Efere otong.
That's the efik I'm talking about.
Okay.
They call it otong.
Otong.
Yes, but the Oron people too also have otong. And Oron people are Kwaibom people. Okay. I'm trying to show you that the connect.
Yeah.
There's always a connect.
Yes.
Yes.
On and on you go. Look at this in page 37. What's that? White soup.
Oh, white soup.
This is good with pounded yam.
Pounded yam, yes.
Pounded yam, white soup.
Yes.
Oh, afia. How do you pronounce this?
Afia efere.
Afia efere.
Yes, afia is white.
It's white, okay.
Yes.
Okay, and the okra cut in there.
It's just garnishing. It's not compulsory you even have it.
Okay.
It's just me garnishing the soup with okra. You can do without it totally.
Okay, so makes it look better. And
Yes,
makes it,
yes, enticing.
That's very common in cooking, right? This is an aspect of cooking that a lot of people don't pay attention to. The way the food even looks in the plate is
It is so important because we eat with our eyes first.
Okay.
It's what you see that will attract you, and if it doesn't attract you, no matter how tasty it is, you'll be put off at first.
Okay. So with this book, I mean, we could go on. I mean, there's so many. Oh man, look at page 86. That's plantain pottage, right? Plantain pottage.
Page 86.
Yeah.
Yes,
what do you call that?
we either call it ubobok ukom or iwuk ukom. That means plantain pottage. Unripe, the plantain is unripe.
Is it cut inside it as we are?
Oh yes.
Right now.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay. So you can just eat it as it is.
As a pottage, you know.
Yeah.
Mixed with vegetable and all.
Incredible! What a blessed country, but we've been careless with our resources, haven't we?
We have, and you know, interestingly, I see myself as a full Nigerian. My late father was from Akwa Ibom. Of course, that's my heritage in Akwa Ibom. My mother is from Ogun State, and she's from Udogbolu, actually. My husband is from Oyo State. I have my mother-in-law, my uncle speaking Hausa. So I feel like a total Nigerian, and particularly hurt by what is going on around now, you know. Because when you say this one should go back to the east or this one should, I ask myself, where will I go?
Where will you go? Where will people like you go? I mean, there is so much. You should be exporting this food. This food, it's a culture.
Yes,
it's a heritage.
It's good you talked about that. You know that when you go to any country, that one of the first things they try to do and to arrest your attention is their food.
Yeah.
If you go to China, it's Chinese food.
Yeah.
If you go to Italy, Italian food. So it is an industry we really need to promote. We need to promote, yes, because it's part of our culture as well. People should come in and like, oh, I've been wanting to eat edikaikong, you know, I've been wanting to eat this. We need to promote our food culture as Nigerians. Yes.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Well, we'll go on a break right now, and when we return, we'll have a little taste of Ede's food before we round up. Don't go away. Aha, Ide. So what do we have here? I mean, because we don't have a table and all that, I mean, it would have been nice to spread it out.
Yes.
You know, but let's do with what we have here. What do you have here? Which of the soup do you have here?
This is afang.
This is afang.
Yes, not the abak afang, the regular afang.
Okay.
And of course, like you said, we don't have a table. Typically, we don't eat with one plate.
We would have had all set up. That would have been nice. Maybe we'll do another one. Well, maybe we go to Food Journey. But that's, I mean, so this is afang.
Yes.
Famous afang.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, I can't wait for you to eat this one. It's true. Yeah? It's really good. Really good. So, you've got meats inside.
We have meat. We have pomo,
Pomo is inside.
dry fish.
I can see the pomo there.
Yes.
While you are talking, please go on.
We have dry fish, and we have periwinkles, the unshelled periwinkles, and dry fish, stockfish, whatever you have to cook your soup, but not chicken.
Not chicken.
Not chicken. Goat meat or beef is usually the preferred choice of meat.
This is really, really nice. Let's round this up so that we can finish this.
Thank you.
It's been great having you on Channels Book Club.
Thank you so much.
And looking forward to doing this again. Especially if you bring more of this.
I will. No problem at all. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did, and there was more to taste after the interview. Before we round up the show today, let's have a reading.